It's getting warmer outside. That means picnics and backyard barbecues. Make sure you have this in your arsenal, blueberry cobbler. Welcome to Dinner at the Big House. I'm Michael. Let's go. So let's make blueberry cobbler. It's getting warm outside. I'm actually wearing shorts today. Walking through the grocery store this week, saw blueberries were on sale, and I'm like, man, what a great dessert to have. So let's get started. It's going to be a real simple, real quick cook. We have 2 cups of fresh blueberries. You can use frozen if you want. And a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. Next, we're going to zest 1 lemon, just for some acidity, and then we're going to cut this lemon in half and squeeze that juice into our blueberries. Now, growing up, my exposure to cobbler was pretty straightforward. My mom would do a peach cobbler with canned peaches, which I loved, and I have that recipe today, and I make it quite often. And then, when the blackberries were in season, we would go pick blackberries. My mom would make blackberry cobbler out of those fresh blackberries. Blueberry is something that's kind of new to me, but I tell you, it just hits the spot as far as just the texture and everything goes. Okay, we have 2 cups of blueberries with a 1/4 cup of sugar, the zest of 1 lemon, and the juice. Oh, sorry, everybody's out now. We got our oven warmed up here. Okay, we can set this aside. So when growing up, when my mom would make peach cobbler, she would use canned peaches. She would add some butter, some sugar, a little bit of flour to thicken it, and then she would take a frozen pie crust, put on top of it, and bake it. This is going to be a bit different. This is almost like a cross between what would you call it? Like a blueberry muffin almost. It's got a batter. It's a batter as opposed to a crust. And I like it both ways, but this is just really, really easy to do. So what we're going to start with is 1 cup of self-rising flour. So you ask, what's the difference between self-rising and all-purpose? This has baking soda, leavening agents already in it. So if you can use all-purpose, you just have to substitute with a tablespoon or a teaspoon of baking soda. You can find recipes for that. I just like using self-rising because I had some from an earlier recipe. 1 cup of white sugar. And then 1 cup of milk. Now, this is actually half and half because this is what I had in the fridge. You can use either. It doesn't really matter. You just need the liquid in that. And now we're going to mix this up. I'm just going to use my same spatula here so I don't have to wash another one. And we're just going to make a wet batter. And this is very similar to pancakes in that you don't have to get this completely lump-free. Lumps will be fine. And you can see here, we're just getting that all incorporated. Just don't want any really dry, big lumps if you can help it. Okay, now I've melted 1 stick of butter, that's half a cup. We're gonna get that mixed in there. So this is gonna be really wet. So we have our oven preheated to 350, and I'm going to cook this for between 45 minutes and an hour. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some just white sugar on top of this when I put it in the oven. And when I start the cooking it or baking it, and then about 10 minutes before I'm done, I'm going to take it out and put some Turbinado sugar on top of it. And that's really what makes this great, is that crunch, that sugar crunch. It's with some ice cream, you cannot beat it. Okay, now you can see there, it's still a little bit lumpy, which is fine. We want that. Everything's kind of incorporated. Okay, I just had to check that. Yeah, what we have here is basically 8.5 by 8.5, 9 by 9, just an oven-safe dish. What we're going to do is we're going to butter it, just so nothing sticks. And then we're going to add our batter to it. And then we're going to pour, I'm going to use my hands for this. We're just going to sprinkle our blueberries on top, and they will sink as this starts to cook. It'll be all the way to the bottom whenever you get it. I am guilty of, if a little's good, a lot's better, like butter, sugar, cinnamon, anything like that. It's something that I really like. I was making this and I had a lot of blueberries, so I just put a lot of blueberries in there. Resist that urge. I'm just saying that if you don't resist that urge, it really makes it really wet, and it's not as good. So I stick with the 2 cups if you can. Now we're going to put this in our oven. I'll take temperature on it, make sure that we're not getting too done. We'll let it cool for a bit, but we do want to serve this warm with some ice cream, and I can tell you this is a taste of summer in a spoon. Right before we go into the oven, we're going to sprinkle, this is about, I didn't even measure it, just a little bit of sugar, white sugar that we're going to put on top. And we're going to just make sure that we get that crust starting. And then, like I said before, we're going to come back with our turbinado sugar with 10 minutes left to go in the cook to make sure that we get that crust exactly where we want it. Be back in an hour. So we've had the cobbler in the oven for about 45 minutes. We're going to take it out. We're going to temp it to make sure we're getting there, and then we're going to add some more sugar to the top. Oof, smells good. Sorry about that noise. Man, that smells good. So you can see starting to brown up. It's risen a ton. Blueberries have sunk. Okay, let's see what we're doing internally here. Yeah, it's done. Very done. Perfect. Okay, now we have our raw turbinado sugar. We're just going to sprinkle this over the top. And we're going to let this go for another 10 minutes maybe. We just want this to get crunchy. And it will caramelize on here. And that's what makes it really, really good. If you get that crunch on top with the blueberries and the little bit of tartness from the lemon, perfect. Dare I say perfect. Okay, we'll go back in. I'll set a timer and we'll come back and check it out in about 5-10 minutes and hope to see you there. Spent 50 minutes total cook time. Time to come out. Smells great. Okay, we'll let this cool. Yeah, I don't know. Well, we made it through. This is about 50 minutes total of work. We have our blueberry cobbler with some vanilla ice cream on top of it. We're gonna taste it and see how it turned out. Please tell me in the comments how you like your cobbler. Do you want a crust on top of it, or is a cobbler like this something that you would be okay with? Really appreciate you, and please like, share, and subscribe. Can't go wrong. just cup of all-purpose, I'm sorry. In the pantry. 9.